All right, so let's see what type of room this is. I'll just roll this yellow die. 1. So that's just a regular room. So let's see. Roll on the room feature table, yellow's first. 11. You hear an awful thudding sound. So let's see. I'm just going to write thud. And then you'll notice there's a little dagger symbol next to that. And what that means is on your next move, you must roll for an encounter. Now, when I wrote that, I was only having you roll for an encounter every other move. Now I'm doing it every move. So what I think the new rule is that you add 1 to what your roll would be. So if you're in a corridor, you have an encounter on a 1 or a 2. If you're in a room, it is 1 through 3. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we'll roll here. So we've not, we just finished our move. So we're going to roll once for the room, for this room, and a 2. So we have an encounter here, and then after our next move, we're going to have to roll for, when we roll for another encounter, it's going to be a +1 to that roll. Or, it'll widen the odds. But in this case, we had an encounter anyways. So let's see what that is. Yellow's first. 62. Cloud of spores. So the damage, so there's like a cloud of spores here. I'll draw. And then where to go? Next encounter roll is 1 through 3. So I think that's because you start sneezing, and something might hear you if you start sneezing. So that kind of works out, because our next move we're going to have to, something's on its way anyways. So it probably hurt us. Now we have to roll. Actually, here's the thing. I just thought of this. So we have to add a 1 to our next the range, the range for which we might have an encounter. And so if the next encounter roll is 1 through 3, it's going to be 1 through 4. So we're almost guaranteed to have an encounter on our next roll. So let's get out of here. Wait. You know what? Like, it's going to be 1 through 4 no matter what we do. So we might as well stick around and search, and maybe we'll find something cool. So let me find that page real quick. Hopefully I didn't mess up that. Take one of these. Yes, it is. Okay, let's blues first. Let's see if we found anything. 25. Another key. I was hoping we'd find a clue, but a key is not terrible. So I'll put key here. Now let's roll for an encounter. 4. We've found something. Something found us, rather. Let's see what that might be. Blues first on this roll. 51. Oh, another eater of the undead. Now it could be the same one that we encountered before. So let's see if he's in a better mood than he was. So I'll just roll real quick for his mean. 4. He is still famished. So he's had no luck. So I'm going to draw another one of them, like over here. but we can't help him. We haven't seen any ghosts. Um, I'm wondering if I should make up a rule that says, like, say, if he's like really hungry, that he might go after you, but he doesn't really eat living things. He is armed with a silver fork, so I suppose that, like, say, if you were really desperate to find something that might help you and fight undead, you might want to fight him and try to claim his silver fork. So that's one option. But we already have that silver tip spear, so that I don't see any need to try to steal his stuff. So I'm just going to we'll just kind of chalk that up as a friendly encounter, and we'll be sure to let him know if we encounter any ghosts. So we're going to go this way. 1, 2, 3. Blue's going to be first on this roll. Another room, and it's room type 1. So room type 1 is just like this right here. So, it matches up with this right here. And then, well, let's see. Yeah, let's do it like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's do it like that. And actually, since it's only supposed to have 2 exits, we'll get rid of this exit down here and say that it just lines up with that over there. In fact, we can even kind of go like this. All right. So let's see what kind of room it is. It's just a regular room. So we're ending our turn here. So let's go ahead and search. Oh no, let's see. Let's see what type of feature it has. So this is going to be a D66. Blue's going to be first. 64. An unidentifiable stain. Gross. So let's say it's green. It's just this weird stain. Okay, so we don't know what that is or what it could possibly mean. But, so we're going to go ahead and search while we're here. Blue will be first on this roll. 13. 13 is nothing. So, yeah, thanks. A whole lot of nothing. All right, so let's do our counter roll 1 and 2 for a room. 4, nothing. Okay, so all in all, not terrible. Didn't find anything, but didn't have anything attack us either. So let's get out of here. So we're going to come back down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're kind of coming back to where we were before. Now let's go ahead and roll for a corridor. So we're on a 1. A 1. Okay, so it does happen. It does happen. I just knocked the camera. Sorry about that. So let's see what we get. Let's roll this crazy black die. Black's first. 54. Rotting cloud stuff. So it does 1d6 worth of damage. You can roll under cloudology to avoid. I guess what that means is that, like, the cloud walls you might see, because your cloudology is so attuned, you might see that they're starting to crumble and be able to get out of the way in time. But otherwise, it just hits you. So let's see what our cloudology is, because I don't quite remember. Oh, it's only a 5. So let's see if we can do it. You might as well. Ah, we made it. So we missed the rotting cloud stuff missed us, and I'm going to put a little tick mark here to show, or fill in that bubble, to show that we've successfully used Cloudology once. Obviously, it's probably not going to come into play at all in this play test of exploring castles, but it's good to remember to do that when you have the opportunity. Okay, so let's see if we can meet up. Like, this kind of goes in a big circuitous path. Let's see if we can kind of meet up down here. Take a bit of a shortcut. 1, 2, 3. So right here was like half our move. So let's see what kind of room that is. Black will be first. There's a 2 and a 6. So as you recall, that's one that kind of hooks around. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, 6 just kind of hooks around. So let's see, it'll come up with that. Well, that's crazy. What if we did, I could do it one of two ways. Let's roll. Let's see if it either hooks this way or this way. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 is over here. 4, 5, 6 is over here. 6. You know what, this die might not be terribly good for the camera because it's so dark. I'll have to remember that for the future. So it's going to hook over here. I forget I was here. I think I was here. So let's say 1, 2, 3. So that's the remainder of our move. So I'm going to swap out this black die. You can see it better. So we'll use this for the encounter roll. 5. It was nothing. And we can't get down here. So we're just going to have to come up around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we should just some shortcut. All right. 1. Okay, we have another encounter. Let's see, here it is. Let's see what this is. I didn't see which one is first, but white was my intention. So 26, I don't even know what that is anyway, so we'll find out together. 26 is brain fog. So it's movement 0, it doesn't follow you. Its damage is 1/2 movement for 2d6 turns. Oh, good. 2d6 turns. So we just kind of, this fog envelops us and just affects our mind in such a way that we're sluggish and slow and can't move like we used to. So it's going to be for 8 turns. So I'm going to write here on the back of my character sheet for the duration, right, brain fog, 8 turns. So our movement is, as you recall, 6. So now it's down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we've got to roll for an encounter again. 5. So far, so good. 1, 2, 3. Oh. That's also. So we've done 2 moves so far. No encounter. 1, 2, 3. roll it again. We're in a room now, but we want to roll a force, and there's no encounter. 1, 2, 3. Not quite out of the woods yet. 6, nothing. 1, and then we made it out of castle. Okay. So that was quite an excursion, and I have to say, like, I've been playtesting this for a little while, and we actually had like a lot of really lucky rolls, all told. Like, we didn't have to fight anything that was like a serious threat. I'm gonna have to figure out what exactly to do with those Eaters of the Undead, and put their means somewhere and I can find them easier, and figure out what that means. But yeah, I mean, like, we had brain fog over here. I should have drawn something. Oh well, doesn't matter. Cloud spores over here. We found 2 Eaters of the Undead. Those are all our encounters. So, like, just like really, like, sometimes you just get like some of the crazy monsters that are hard to fight. I remember like in a recent playtest, I fought a boneless wretch, and its skill is 4, and it still just absolutely mauled me. So you just never know. Sometimes the rolls are just completely against you, and we did all right with that pool. So yeah, we really found some decent stuff. Like, I was expecting, I bought all these healing potions because I was expecting just like this to be a complete war of attrition, but like didn't lose anything. Oh, and we had the crumbling cloud stuff, which we avoided with our cloudology, so that was cool. But we found a silver tip spear, which not only is worth some money, but I'll probably hang on to that. Maybe sell my axe instead, because although the axe doesn't do more damage, but it does like from like 4 to 6 points of damage. So even at the lowest, it's still doing a fair amount of damage. Whereas the best it can do is like 2. If you roll a 1, it does like 2 points of damage. So it's 2 to 7. So the axe is actually pretty good, but this one will help against undead. We found 2 keys and 1 clue. So the keys, I think, I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave them so that you can bring them back to the same castle and still use them. The clue is probably only for the one visit, and it'll have to reset for your next visit. And you'll notice I want to use this exploration turns thing once. It might be useful for you if you want to use that. I may rethink. I might come up with some other use for this space, because it's a fair amount of real estate that is conceivably wasted if I'm not even going to use it. As you see, like, it wasn't super necessary, because we were able to use this duration for the brain fog, and that was really all we did, simply because, and that's like, I think one advantage to having the encounter roll every turn is that you don't really have to think about it. You just do it, as opposed to like every other turn is like, well, which turn am I on now? So the only thing is kind of keeping track of your move. So I might do something like that to keep track of what move you're on. But again, it didn't seem like it was like really hard to keep track of, and even if I missed one, it wasn't the end of the world or anything. So anyways, yeah, that's our playtest for today. Let me know if you have any thoughts. I'd be really curious to know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Bye.